I still have so many questions regarding Ansem and his apprentices. The character files only tell us so much. What was everyone's deal before they became apprentices? What were they like before and after Ansem's banishment? When did Luxu come into the mix? When and why did Luxu take Braig's identity? In the light novel, there is no indication that Braig wasn't Braig. Maybe Luxu was nearby and watching him and Xehanort. If so, he might have heard Xehanort say he would give him his Keyblade and decided it was time to get it back. If not, maybe that's why he asked for it in exchange for his cooperation. The Master of Masters told Luxu to support Xehanort's plan, and Luxu would have been groggy when he would have said that. Assuming body hopping in Kingdom Hearts doesn't make the bodies age or rot faster like in the first Full Metal Alchemist anime, Luxu could have been a very old Bragi or switched to a different vessel by then. Who would have been in a position to jump Braig around the time he got Norted? Some random drifter, or someone Braig and the rest wouldn't be suspicious of? Also in the light novel, Xehanort looks at the castle and says to himself that it's for later. That makes me think he thinks of Ansem and the others as his later donuts, as Gabriel Iglesias might say. It could have been foreshadowing like when Evan says he'll see Ven again, or it could have meant he knew everything that was going to happen because it was all going according to plan. There seem to be a lot of different things going on and they don't all add up. That brings me to my next question. What were Ansem and his apprentices actually doing? Xehanort seemed to already know and wanted in. From interviewing amnesiac patients to collapsing hearts and creating Emblem Heartless, what field of study would this be considered? Evan was already starting work on the replica program at this point too. And Ansem mentioned in his reports that Evan was the most eager to do the interviews. So Evan should have degrees in biology and psychology, right? Where did he get his doctorates? He's got to be doing more than just questioning amnesiacs until they scream like Terra accidentally did when Xehanort brought Ven to the land of departure. Speaking of screams, Lee and Isa heard them coming from the castle at night, and Zexion did his best to ignore them while in the research room in the world that never was and or Castle of Oblivion. By the sound of it, someone should have had a degree in social work too, because no one in this series is okay. Xaldin is portrayed as a stoner in the manga, and the fan comics portray him as the one who has to cook for everyone, so maybe he's some kind of herbalist. One would assume Evan was the group doctor because who else would have patched up Braig that quickly and then lost track of him? Twice. That man should not have been put in charge of children, and I bet his bedside manner sucks too. Don't even get me started on what healthcare looks like in this series, or the educational system for that matter. I assume Hienzo was homeschooled, but they needed to let him touch grass. It seemed like the only time we saw him outside was the last time he ever went outside. We've seen what Kairi and Selphie's school uniforms looked like in Kingdom Hearts 2, so what do Isa and Lee's school uniforms look like? Then there's Ansem the Wise. Who were his parents? What are his credentials as a Philosopher King? He seems like a kind soul, but something went very wrong along the way. Does he deserve to be forgiven, or is he just as toxic as the Master of Masters? Alias was willing to quit in shame over betraying him. I would have assumed all of them would have been expelled from the castle after what they'd done, all except Ienzo, since it didn't seem like they let the child do much of anything. Subject X didn't mention a child scientist in her reports. We don't know if he knew what the screams were or if he was ignoring it because he was told to. He's a good boy who does what he's told, even though that's not always a good thing. That being said, I ship Ansem and Evan together as they are both Ienzo's dads. He takes after both of them, for better or for worse. The best I can put together, Ienzo and his biological parents were involved in an accident, and that's why he can't remember them. The apprentices are his family now, which makes it still really weird that no one brought up Braig at all in Kingdom Hearts 3 or Melody of Memory. I still think Maleficent knows where Xigbar used to live, so she and Pete could be paying them a visit very soon. But that's a topic of discussion for next time. Cheers!